Volkswagen Golf Mark 4 1.9 TDI engine. This is a quick video to show you how you can do oil service for this car. Of course, servicing car doesn't include only oil service. You have to do air filter, fuel filter and so on. So for other videos for that, just see the link below the video and we'll just change the oil in this video. Now let's open the bonnet and have a look what's going on in here. This is our lovely engine. This is the plastic cover that held by 3 points here. These are screws and nuts. We're gonna take the cover off. These are plastic covers that cover bolts that hold the cover. Simply pry them out with a screwdriver, and then you take 10mm socket and undo these 3 nuts. Once you undone all these 3 nuts, before you take the cover off, you need to take the oil dipstick out, like on older models, otherwise it will be caught here. So we'll take the dipstick out. And now we can take this cover off. And it catches. There is a little catch that holds this cable, so take it off. This Mark 4 Golf is registered in 1999. Some younger engines, some I think after 2001, they might look slightly differently. Here you'll have like a black cover here, and those are PD engines, which doesn't change the subject. It's the same way to change the oil for any of those Golfs 1.9. This is where you pour new oil. Underneath we'll have a plug that's where we're gonna drain the oil, and this little fellow is our oil filter, same as any other 1.9 TDI engine. Then on this particular car I'm gonna use one additive. You don't have to use it if you regularly service your car. If you change your oil regularly, you put the good oil. It's not necessary. Sometimes it can be not advised. But since I bought this Golf, I don't know when was the last change. I don't know what oil is in there. I don't know what's going on inside that engine, so I'm going to use engine flush. This is not the Advent, it doesn't have to be this brand, so any engine flush to make it drain easier. So this engine is warm enough anyway. What I'm going to do, I'm going to pour this engine flush inside and run it on idle for 20 minutes as it says on the can. If you got some other engine flush, just follow instructions on the can. But as I said, I've done the research, and it's not recommended to use engine flush if you use regularly good oil and you change it regularly, because oil is designed to clean and lubricate your engine anyway. So if you just bought the Golf and you want to change the oil and you have no clue what's going on inside, it's good to have a flush. So that's what we're gonna do now. We're gonna open this. And pour content of this can inside the oil system. Now we're going to start the engine, run it for 20 minutes. Smoky. Right, now we're ready to raise the car and drain the oil. Open this for a moment so some air gets in there. There we go, we've raised the car, put them on stands, those red little things. It's not safe to just put it on jack, because jack on its own is not safe, as I say. Of course you can get it on a ramp if you've got a ramp, with whoever has got its favorite position, but it's really worth to have a pair of jacks in your garage or just at your home if you're doing on the side of the road, because they're not expensive and they're really worth to have. If your Golf Mark 4 is still in immense condition, it will have a plastic undercover here. Unfortunately, I can't show it to you because this car is missing it, but it's not that difficult to remove this plastic undercover. Doing something for you. There will be few torque screws around here, so you just undo them and take the plastic cover off. Simple as that. Also, working under the car, don't forget to wear your safety glasses, because you never know what might be leaking in your eye, and then you'll be blaming me, showing you how to get under the car if I don't show you the glasses. Now, we have a drain plug here, also known as a sum plug, little 19mm bolt. Normally it's 19, we're gonna double check it in a minute. So we're gonna undo this bolt, put the tray underneath and drain the oil. Here comes Mr. Tray, plastic tray sold widely anywhere, just make sure you aim the oil originally. When we undo this 19mm bolt, it will go that way, so push it a little bit there. Mind your oil is hot, because we brought it to a working temperature. What I normally do, I'll put 19mm socket on extension and undo it, and then what you can do, you can start unscrewing it, and then when you're ready, you catch your sum plug with the tissue. Easy peasy. I'm gonna replace the sum plug as well. It's recommended to replace it now and then, so we're gonna do everything properly today for this little Golf. So it's about ready to go. There we go. Look, so nothing spills. You simply catch tool and the sum plug with the tissue. And let it drain. Let's go back to the top, replace the filter, and then come back here, close it. Let's carry on. Yeah, this oil doesn't look good, is it? Okay, let's go back to this little plastic cup, which is cap for our oil filter. Originally, I don't know what designers were thinking about. Maybe they meant us to undo it by hand, which is impossible. Later filter caps, they have like a nut shape here, 32mm, 27mm, so you can undo it with a socket. But older one, as you can see, can be a bit of a struggle. So what we can do to undo it, you can buy one of these oil filter wrenches. You get a good grip and then try to undo it, which is also possible. Why not? This is pretty universal. What I got here, a little adapter, works like a socket. You put it on and then use 3/8 drive to undo it with the ratchet. So whichever choices are all yours. I'm gonna put my affiliate links to eBay, where you can buy either of those. So let's undo this cap. So check links below the video for any of these tools if you haven't got them. Then we take normal ratchet, 3/8. I've got 1/2 inch, but I've got a little adapter, so depending what sort of set of tools you have, you normally will have all of it. So what we can do now, simply undo this cap. But once you get it loose, you can undo it by hand and then let it drain, take it out a little bit, and then simply catch it with the tissue, and then you pull the filter off the cap, and this was we're gonna put in our rubbish bin, recycling bin, whatever you have. And then we're gonna replace a couple of seals here, O-rings. I'm gonna show you now. So put this in the rubbish bin. So this is our new oil filter as it comes. That's the filter itself, and then we normally have a bag with 2 seals, 2 O-rings, little rubber O-rings. One goes here, another one here. So what we do, take a screwdriver, take one rubber O-ring off, throw it away, and then we have little rubber ring just here. But we are also going to replace a little thingy like that. So what we do, normally to avoid any pinching, it's good to lubricate it with the oil. The remaining oil from the cap will do. Then put it on the cap. Make sure it goes into the groove where it's supposed to be, not on the thread, but in the groove where it fits. And then take the little one. Try not to lose it, it's only a little one. And then put it on. Sorry if you can see, I got black gloves and with the black oil and black rubber ring on the black plastic. There we go. Make sure it sits nice and straight. Now we can take our new filter. Normally it will say where the top or bottom is, as you can see. It says here top, nothing on the other side. If it doesn't say, good sign for that, you see it's like a little windows here, so you can see filter through. Whether here is just plastic, black, so you want the one with the windows to be at the top, so that way you put this filter cap on till it clicks, or sort of clicks. So it's, as you can see, it's held there properly. It can spin, it can turn a little bit. So now with the new seals, new filter, we'll put this cap on. Easy peasy. Normally they require you do it either hand tight, as tight as you can do with the hands, but as it states in the manual and probably on the top of this cap, you do it up to 25 Newton meters of torque if you have a torque wrench. I do have a torque wrench. If you don't panic, it's not a big deal. Just make it tight enough, not too tight because it's only plastic, just so it sits there nicely. There we go, like that. And we'll take this adapter off as well. Your filter has changed. Now let's go to the bottom and close the plug. Never forget to close the plug before you put the new oil, because your new expensive oil will just be draining through. Going on at the bottom here, as you can see, still dripping a little bit. But let it drain properly. You can wait for a bit longer. I think we've done long enough. I've got the new sump plug. Make sure you start it by hand. Now you can clean off this excessive oil. And close this plug. Tightening torque for this bolt is normally 35 Newton meters. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna tighten it up But if you don't have a torque wrench, it's good to have one, always good. You can just tighten it reasonably tight, don't over tighten it. Slightly tighter than you did to the oil filter. There we go, nearly there. Bits, 35. Nice and easy. Now you got to put the cover on. Obviously I don't have one. It's not, it's the condition of Golf I got it. So put the cover back on, do these little torque screws around. If you got one, you're lucky. Let's go back to the top and put the oil in. What we do now, we get the bottle of oil. As it states in the manual, capacity of oil in this engine is 4.5 liters. That's if it's completely empty. What I would recommend you to do, just pour about 4 liters, maybe slightly over 4 liters. Put the car down on the ground so it levels, and start the engine, let it run for like less than a minute. Let the oil get anywhere it needs to go, and then check the level and top up if necessary. So I've got this 50501 VW spec oil, fully synthetic. Despite it's pretty old car, we're not gonna mess with it. We're not gonna put rubbish oil in it, because cars, they need to be loved. And then you pour new oil in. This time eventually we got all of it in. And because we like to keep it tidy, you can catch this funnel with a tissue and put it somewhere where it can drain nicely into the paper. So what do we do with the old oil? That's the question that bothers lots of people, and they think, no, I'll take it to the garage. What do I do with the oil? There are lots of, I live in UK, there are lots of recycling places, TPs. They have special big plastic barrels for those oils, so you can just bring it there and just put it there absolutely free. So that's what we're going to do now. We're going to put this old oil in the canister. So we take this old oil very carefully, pour it into our empty canister. What are we going to do now is lower the car. So with the car back on the ground, I'm gonna start it up, run it for a little bit, check the oil, off we go. I've put all 4.5 liters there, so first to clean the dipstick, put it in and check the level, and the level is just below the middle, so 4.5, you can put 4.5 liters safe. If you need to top it up, top it up. Now it's just in between minimum and maximum. Put the cover back on. Easy peasy. This is how you change the oil. More stuff about this car, see my website, willsandmotors.com. Anything I do, I put full description with images also available in printable format. Maybe for this you might not need description, but some other more complicated jobs, you're welcome on the website. See my other videos on the channel dedicated. I've got a whole playlist dedicated to Mark IV. Thank you for watching.